Hello everyone, this is David with Inspired Precision, and it is once again miserable outside, very cold and snowing. Not very conducive to getting out on the range, and I apologize for that. But in today's video, I wanted to really go over the Airgunners everyday carry, or what I'm going to be calling my bag dump. So I've got my case right here, so I'm not going to be going over your air gun, not going to be going over the pellets, not going to be going over any moderators or optics. If you're forgetting those when you go to the range, we probably need to have a little bit of talk. So I'm just going to go over the things that I always remember to take to the range. I'm going to try to have a lot of the things listed that I personally use right down in the description. While you're looking over all the things that I've listed there, why don't you go and visit Triton and see some of the stuff that they've got for you. So let's just get right into it, guys. The first thing that I'm going to tell you right now, I don't always remember to bring it, and it's something that is so important, and I've been guilty of not using it myself. The first thing I want to mention is eye protection. I'm going to start bringing two types of eye protection on all my range trips. I'm going to have the cloudy day, clear safety glasses, and I'm going to have the tinted safety glasses. Now these are all UL listed for impact resistance, and the safety glasses or the eye protection, if you wear glasses, you're just going to have something that's rated for impact resistance, or wear something over your glasses. I haven't always done it, but this is something going forward that I'm going to try my best to include in my range bag. Next, it's always nice if you're going to be shooting to bring a fully charged bottle. I understand that this is like the smallest buddy bottle that you'd ever want. This one is a 0.3 liter or a 300 cc. Alternatively, if you have a rifle that is small enough to pump up with a hand pump, you can bring your hand pump along. It's a lot less weight than your compressor, and for something like a Nodos with a standard cylinder on it, I don't know, it's like 50 pumps and you're shooting 20 more shots. Next time you go to the range, you might want to think about bringing an extra buddy bottle or bringing your hand pump if you don't want to lug around your heavy compressor. Compressors are getting smaller and lighter these days, so maybe you've got a much more portable solution, but this is always something pretty good to remember. Next thing that I always remember is my fill probes. A lot of rifles have Foster quick disconnects built right in. They're not removable, but there are still plenty of rifles that have fill probes. And if you don't remember to bring your fill probes, you're going to be stuck only shooting the air in your tank. So I always remember to bring whatever fill probe that I'm using. Next thing I want to point out is plenty of tools. Now, if your standard wrenches like these, this is generally plenty. You know, this metric set is going to give you, sizes from 1.5 millimeters all the way up to 10 millimeters. And on most rifles, most PCPs, if the size that you're working with is not on this, you're probably not going to be working on that at the range anyway. You're going to be taking that back in to your bench and doing a deep dive with tools that you have back in a workshop. Also, on that same vein, I like to have a Leatherman multi-tool with me. This specific one is the Leatherman Surge, and this is going to give me the pliers. This has scissors, this has a knife, This has everything that I really need in order to work on really anything. I don't generally bring a set of Allen wrenches like this. I have a set of attachments for my Leatherman Surge that I carry right in this little holster. I don't know if you can see that right here. This gives me pretty much all the hex wrenches or Allen wrenches that I would ever need right in this little card, ready to attach to my Leatherman. I'm never without this at any given time. I can always do adjustments on really anything that I bring to the range with a Leatherman and that extra set of tools that I keep right in there. Along with that, right in this holster, I keep this little, well, let's see if I can get it out of there. I keep this little Olight. This is a Olight i3e EOS. This is a AAA battery Olight. So I really like to carry that right in this Leatherman holster. And it fits right in there. There's a specific spot for it, and it doesn't fall out. I do have a couple other flashlights that I like to bring along. And one, this is a Through Night Archer Mini. This is a rechargeable one. The charge port is USB-C. It's going to be right there after you screw up the little hood over the light, and that's got a tail cap to where the other Olight, it was a twist. This one, I don't always bring all the flashlights with me. These are the ones that I really like. This Through Night is a very nice, small, compact flashlight. If you needed something super bright because you were out maybe at dusk or you were out at night doing some nighttime shooting, I have this guy here. This is a 1200 lumen. This is the Woobin C3. Now this again is a rechargeable. You can recharge this in a battery recharger by taking the battery out, but this also has a USB-C rechargeable port on it, and really like this if you need lots and lots of light. I won't really get into these. I think I could do a whole video on flashlights by themselves. I love flashlights. I have more flashlights than I'll ever use in my lifetime. Maybe in the future I will do a video about flashlights. But those are three flashlights that I really like. The Olight, the Through Night, and then this Woobin one. And it's kind of interesting name, but I've been really impressed at the price of this. And I'll leave a link below on this flashlight. With a flashlight, I always like to bring this little bore light. This basically attaches, this is another flashlight that I have, but I don't bring this one with me. This bore light here fits right on my Olight Mini, and you can see this is just a standard fiber optic bore light. You can see there that you can use this on really any flashlight that it fits on, just to check to see if my bore is dirty on anything. That is something that I always have in my case. I like to carry a lens cloth. This is going to be good for any glass, anything glass that you need to clean. This specific one is a UTG. This probably came in a Bug Buster box, but I like to carry this one around. For general rifle cleaning, I'm just going to have a nice microfiber, or really whatever this is, I guess it's microfiber cloth, and this is good for wiping things down if they get wet, keeping that rust away. Along with that, I like to use this homemade pull-through, I guess it's just a pull-through bore cleaner. I made this with a piece of 2.85 millimeter TPU 3D printer filament and a section of paracord, and I sewed it up with Kevlar thread. It's got a little loop in the end, and I can put a patch through it. So these guys here, you can use almost any patch that you have. I use just an old box of patches that I've probably had for way too long with this pull-through solution. So I insert this all the way through the bore into the breech. I put a patch in, and then I pull it all the way through. The patches and this pull-through solution would be worthless without my ballistol, and I use this for everything bore cleaning and lubricating and wiping down. So you got to have something to clean your rifles, and that's what I use. Quick and easy. There are other more complicated things that I do, but I don't do them at the range. If I'm going to perform more in-depth cleaning, I'll take things back to my workshop. I always have an extra roll of targets in the case that I bring to the range. Now, sometimes I shoot different targets. Sometimes I'm taking cardboard sheets and paper targets, and I'm using a staple gun and things like that. Always, I take self-adhesive targets with me. These come on a roll. There's like, I don't know, there's like 200 on this roll. These are the splatter targets, so I can better see my shots. You should always be taking targets so you can shoot and keep shooting. Sometimes you're going to encounter a problem that you can actually fix in the field and that you don't have to bring home to a workshop to fix. So I like to carry a bag of O-rings of common sizes that I know I'm going to use for that specific range day. These are specifically for Zelos. So if I was going to shoot a Zelos that day, I would take all the Zelos spare seals, spare O-rings that I knew I might be able to change in the field without going back to my workshop in order to fix something major. There are a few things that you can fix in the field if you had the spares with you, so you wouldn't have to call it quits and go back home. Along with that, I always like to bring spare silicone oil. This is a lightweight silicone oil, and this is a heavyweight silicone grease. So two different solutions here. Sometimes you need a light oil, sometimes you want a heavy grease, and that goes hand in hand with the O-rings that you may want to pack with you. You may have seen it sitting over here, but another thing that I like to take to the range with me, especially if I'm going to be doing some tuning or if I want some information on my feet per second, is my chronograph. Now you see this guy, this is a Caldwell G2. This is the chronograph that I use. You've seen it on my channel. I really like having a chronograph when I want to collect that data. Chronographs are getting very, very compact, so this is enormous. You can go with a solution that is a lot smaller. So FX, they have smaller chronographs. I think the Garmin is very small, but they operate on a different style of sensing on how fast the projectile is moving. But if you're going to be doing any tuning at all, you might want to bring your chronograph with you, and the smaller stuff fits right in your range case. Looks like last but not least is going to be a battery bank and the required cabling for charging, maybe charging your chronograph or charging your flashlight or whatever that you might need to charge, maybe your phone. If you're going to document anything during your time at the range, you're probably going to have your phone with you. You'll probably have some sort of camera with you if you're not using your phone. So having a battery bank there with the required cables to charge all those electronic devices, certainly because I'm making videos for you guys, I need more power to really to keep all my cameras going, to keep everything going. I do carry a few more battery banks than just this one to make sure that all my camera equipment is going strong and I don't have to worry about things shutting off. It is inevitable that I forgot something that you always bring with you to the range. Drop down in the comments below. Tell me what I forgot. Tell me that you cannot believe that I didn't include this essential item that you bring to the range with you every single time. I always forget things. I don't always remember everything every single time I go to the range, but there's got to be something that you always bring to the range that you want to tell me in the comments below. If you like our content, the best way to show it for me, guys, is to watch a bunch of our other videos. I've got playlists and I've got all kinds of topics that you can go down and click on and you can watch. But that is the best way to show your support. This video has gone on way too long and I want to thank you guys for being here. This was David with Inspire Precision, and I want to remind you guys to break out of your comfort zone, learn a new skill, and have a great day.